Welcome back to a Clan a Day podcast brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald, and today we're exploring the storied and turbulent history of Clan Maxwell, a powerful border clan whose influence spanned centuries of Scottish warfare, diplomacy, and intrigue. From their early days on the River Tweed to their high-stakes feuds with neighbouring clans, the Maxwells have left an indelible mark on Scottish history. Our story begins in the 12th century with the clan's progenitor, Maccus, son of Undweyn, who gave his name to Maccuswell or Maxwell, meaning Maccus's Pool, after a spot on the River Tweed near Kelso. The name itself signifies the geographic and cultural roots of the clan, deep in the Scottish borders, a region known for its rugged terrain and even more rugged conflicts. This area would become the heartland of the Maxwells for centuries to come. The first prominent Maxwell we encounter in Scottish history is Sir John Maxwell, who rose to become the Chamberlain of Scotland during the reign of Alexander II. Sir John took residence in the iconic Maxwell stronghold, Carlaverock Castle, located in the southwest of Scotland. While Sir John's political career was cut short by his death in 1241, his legacy was carried on by his brother, Sir Amer Maxwell, whose two sons, Herbert and John, would found the many branches of the Maxwell family, establishing their place among Scotland's most influential border families. Fast forward to the Wars of Scottish Independence, and we find the Maxwells once again at the centre of the action. Sir Herbert Maxwell, one of Sir Aymer's descendants, initially swore fealty to Edward the One of England in 1296 by signing the infamous Ragman Rolls. However, the Maxwell allegiance shifted in dramatic fashion. Sir Herbert's son, Eustace Maxwell, made the crucial decision to join Robert the Bruce's cause. Eustace held Carlaverock Castle for the English crown, but recognising the changing tide of history, ultimately signed the Declaration of Arbroath in 1320, pledging his support for Scotland's independence. The Maxwells' involvement in these turbulent times solidified their reputation as both survivors and key players in the political machinations of medieval Scotland. By the 15th century, the Maxwells had risen to new heights of power and influence. Sir Herbert's descendant, another Sir Herbert, was elevated to the title of Lord Maxwell around 1440, granting him a seat in the Scottish Parliament. The Maxwell fortunes soared during this period, particularly as the Black Douglases, one of Scotland's mightiest families, fell into decline. With their rivals weakened, the Maxwells secured their position as wardens of the marches, responsible for defending Scotland's southern borders against English incursions. One of the most famous Maxwells of this era was John, 4th Lord Maxwell, who died alongside King James IV at the Battle of Flodden in 1513. His death marked a significant loss for the family, but the Maxwells remained key figures in the volatile world of border politics. John's son, Robert, 5th Lord Maxwell, was involved in a series of plots and battles, including an infamous feud with the Clan Johnston. This feud would culminate in the deadly Battle of Dryfe Sands in 1593, a brutal encounter that saw Maxwell forces defeated. The feud didn't end there. In 1608, John Maxwell, Robert's son, avenged his family's loss by killing Sir James Johnstone. However, this act of vengeance led to John's own downfall. Fleeing Scotland, he was eventually captured and executed in 1613. The turbulent relations between the Maxwells and the Johnstones weren't the only challenges the clan faced during the 16th and 17th centuries. The Maxwell family also clashed with the powerful Douglas family over the title of Earl of Morton, a dispute that led to further imprisonment and conflict. Robert Maxwell, who inherited the title of Earl of Nithsdale in 1620, continued to be entangled in the violent politics of the time, but his descendants would face even greater trials during the Jacobite risings. The Maxwells' loyalty to the Jacobite cause, particularly during the 1715 Rising, would become one of the most famous chapters in their history. William Maxwell, 5th Earl of Nithsdale, joined the uprising in support of James Francis Edward Stuart, the Old Pretender, but was captured at the Battle of Preston. Sentenced to death, William's fate seemed sealed, but his wife, Winifred Maxwell, engineered one of the most audacious escapes in Scottish history. Disguising her husband as a serving woman, Winifred helped him flee the Tower of London in 1716. The Earl escaped to Rome, where he lived in exile and relative poverty until his death in 1744. His daring escape, however, became the stuff of legend, a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of the Maxwell family. Beyond the Nithsdale line, the Maxwell name continued through various branches, including the Maxwells of Pollock, Monraith, and Corrigan. William Maxwell of Corrigan even established his claim as the male heir of the Maxwells, securing the clan's continued recognition by the Lord Lion King of Arms. Despite their significant legacy, Clan Maxwell currently remains without a chief, placing them among Scotland's armigerous clans. Caerlaverock Castle, now a ruin but still standing proudly in Dumfries in Galloway, serves as a reminder of the clan's enduring presence. From their role in the Wars of Independence to their notorious border feuds and their participation in the Jacobite risings, the Maxwells have shaped the course of Scottish history for centuries. Thank you for joining us today as we unraveled the complex and fascinating history of Clan Maxwell. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of a Clan a Day podcast. I'm Colin MacDonald, and as always, go on airy and both are late.